Hey everybody, it's the Modern Native. Mrs. Native, sorry, forgot to unmute it. We're excited today. We're going to be talking about our Ultra-Thru-Hike. I was putting up some thumbnails about it. It's almost 7,000 miles in total. It's going to be nuts. So, show that to you guys again while I can talk about it. So this is the thumbnail. You guys saw that. So this first line from down south, right at the exclamation point, heads up to Maine. That's the Appalachian Trail. Almost everybody knows it. It's from Georgia to Maine, but the NCT is less known, and it actually has a new extension which puts it into the long trail and connects to, the Appalachian Trail. So I can go up the Appalachian Trail, go up and hit Maine, turn around, and hit the NCT right where that red line starts, and then follow that all the way to North Dakota. So then that's what it'll look like. The whole red line. I'll end up doing the part twice, going up, coming back down, and then reconnecting to the NCT. Oh. So we're super excited about that. This is pretty much empty.
Yeah. Whoa. You can definitely put that way back there.
I need the light.
It still puts up.
So a lot of people do the Appalachian Trail every year. It's super popular, but I'm going to be doing it beyond ultralight. I'm not going to be bringing anything with me. It's literally my EDC and a pocket tarp. That's it. I might have the sling bag for a little bit of supplies for me and the dogs when they're with me, but that's it. And that would be mostly their tie-out ropes if they're going to be staying with me overnight. And their food and their dishes. We'll be getting collapsible dishes that I can just slide into a bag easy. But
yeah. Till the comments start going up. I put it right here. You can set it on top of here. I mean, that does throw quite a bit of light.
yeah, it's decent enough. Long for.
So I was saying you could put it right down here. Having it on the mirror might reflect it.
I think that's close.
Yeah.
So we wanted to officially announce the thru hike on its own video, and I'll be doing a standard video soon about it. But yeah, we're just super excited. We wanted to open up the floor for people to ask questions about it, see what they thought. It's a lot of people think it's impossible. I mean, that's almost 7,000 miles in one straight run in one season.
And I'm not going to be doing the hike with him, but I'll be doing it with him because I'm going to be in the car following him, making sure he has everything at every stop. And that's where we're going to spend time together and everything else. And making sure my dogs are took care of.
Yeah, because I won't be eating on the trail. So the only thing I'll be bringing with me is stuff for the dog. I'll be eating when we stop, when she's going to hike in at the meetup spots where there's gathering areas and stuff, the easy short hike in. So she's going to hike in with the dogs with me to meet me and swap out dogs and stuff. So we're going to, that's when I'm going to sit and chill and eat. That's when I'm going to have my overnights. And that's when I'm going to try to schedule meetups for people who want to hang out, because when people do thru hikes, there's usually a lot of people who want to stop and see them and stuff like that, but there's a lot of people who are running it too fast, and I'm going to be running it too fast. So those are going to be the opportunities to hang out. So it's probably going to be like every other stop, I'll schedule an actual hangout, probably one in each state.
Probably. In a few states we have more than one.
And some states I won't be stopping at all because we can't have dogs.
And yeah, the states he can't have the dogs, he'll probably not be stopping very often because I won't be able to meet him on those.
No, you'll
So
just she'll leap forwards to the states that where it starts back up where I can have the dogs on the trail, and then I'm just gonna run straight through. Whether it takes me an overnight or two, I'll just push through. She'll be setting up a camp for me to probably take a day break there.
Yeah, that's probably where he'll be for at least a whole day and the night, and then leave the next morning.
Probably the next afternoon.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a crash day.
Yeah.
Like
I'll let you sleep in and whatnot.
the dogs will cuddle me.
Oh yeah.
Be happy that they both get, and then you'll be sleeping cuddling.
I found some really awesome things too, and on my Amazon,
yeah.
I found these dog canine, like almost ballistic, but side packs. Like the harness vest.
The harness vest that have the pack pouch. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And it's made for their breeds.
Oh yeah. And they're working boys. If I slap the vest on and put some weight on there, they'd be like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, and
I'm carrying stuff like that.
It was on. They put it on a German Shepherd Husky mix. And he was beautiful. Mm-hmm. It was by Tigers.
Oh, one Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome.
Honestly, I might end up trying to approach them. They're not the best to work with, but if I set out the agreement myself, people get screwed because they let them make the arrangement deal. But so on the voting list, I put up the voting poll. Seemed a lot of people were excited about the through hike more than the nomadic lifestyle. That's what most people were more excited for. So that was cool. I was excited to see that. I'm excited for the through hike for sure. But that's.
And then that tracker that clips right onto their collars or vests or whatever. That is a bark radius. So no matter if they bark, nothing will hear them.
No, it's an ultrasonic barking deterrent.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it's like an electric dog whistle. That's what it is.
It's supposed to be less painful than a dog whistle. It's supposed to be just that one sharp, and they'll never want to do it again.
I don't know. I've got them trained pretty well, but that'll be a good recall in case like he gets protective aggressive. If people want to hang out and see you, like you need to snatch Matt and tell him to shut the hell up because he might be barking. And with us
traveling, I think those trackers are the best option. They're really awesome.
When I researched the trackers before, the full collar that had its own battery pack, that had the GPS locator, the recall button, which made the sound, the zap, or the vibration. That is what I wanted the most because the only reason I'd want the zap is for if creatures with me and a fucking bear comes up, he is not going to be having nothing with me being between him and the bear. So
nope, he's going to be already on that bear's neck.
Yeah, that's what I mean. As soon as he sees it, he's going to challenge it and go running for it, and I'm going to tell him to come back. He goes low, so he's going to go for the leg, but that's going to be the problem. The bear's going to pin him and crush him. That's
what I thought about this one. It was supposed to be 100% waterproof by tracking location, and it creates a virtual fence, sets alerts, You're supposed to be able to bring them back and everything.
Recall, yeah. So we've been researching a lot of different things that we're going to need to just like make the dogs safer. It's mostly all for the dogs. Like me, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm bringing.
On this. For when you want to take them both. They can just yoke you up the fucking trail and you ain't gotta do nothing.
And they would too. The only problem is them being so crisscross tangly with each other. I would have one on my hip and one on my hand, so that way I could switch hands, untangle.
So that's why it has that balance. So they can only just yoke so far.
Yeah, it's got the.
And it does have one with a single where you can get the other one to attach to it. But
It's okay. I just wasn't trying to go over the time that's while we're trying to talk.
It was another dog, so I thought it'd be a good time, you know?
No, I know. It's just I wasn't trying to.
Extra plan ahead.
No, I know. It's just I wasn't trying to go down all through the details. Hold it.
I wasn't. I was just showing you things.
So that's why we have the goal on Patreon. I have 2. Once I hit the 50 patron goal, I'm going to switch it over to the monthly amount goal that I'm trying to reach. So the only way we're going to be able to do this is if we hit those goals. So that's why we're hoping to get the support and interest for this adventure, and people want to be involved, and because I'll be doing a lot of behind the scenes and extra detail stuff. It's probably where most of your nomadic stuff is going to be, is on the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just super excited to get going on this adventure, and we want to bring you guys along and share it with you. And it's, people have completed the Appalachian Trail in less than 3 months, and I'm sure I can do that. So I was like, if it's only going to be less than 3 months to do the Appalachian Trail, I bet I could turn around and connect into the North Country National Scenic Trail. Well, the full name is a little mouthful.
It is.
That's why I like North Country Trail. Nice and
It's,
simple. NCT.
yeah, I know.
So that one it was like 4,800 miles or 4,600 miles. And the Appalachian Trail is 2,200 miles. So it's like 4,800 miles, and that's not including the new connection they put between the North Country Trail and the Appalachian Trail. So, and that's the Vermont Long Trail, and that's like 100 miles. I remember right. So that's why I say it's about 7,000 miles. And I did the math, but I'll show you guys. I'll do it again. So if I've got 7,000 miles, and I want to do 35 miles a day. Yeah. Even at 7,000 miles, if I average 35 miles a day, it would only take 200 miles or 200 days to hike in total the Ultra-Thru-Hike. Catching them fish, how's it going? Dutch, how's it going? Yes. And here, I'll show you. That. Down at the bottom where it starts, where it's got the exclamation point for hike, that is the start of the Appalachian Trail in Georgia. It goes all the way up to Maine. I'm going to turn around and come back down, and you see where the other line shoots off and goes across New York. That is the North Country Trail, and they have started a new connection, and I'm probably going to be one of the first people to actually go through that connection. And I'm going to turn around. I'm not going to leave the trail. I'm going to turn around and come down and connect from the Appalachian Trail to the North Country Trail and go all the way to North Dakota, all without leaving the trail. The wife is going to hike in supplies for me at stopping points. So already catching them fish. Catch you later. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're trying to gather patrons for my Patreon and donations and everything else so we can get mobile and start heading down there to start it in February. So if anybody really wants to help us out and get this moving, we definitely appreciate it. And you can join my Patreon and get put into the 50 patron giveaway. So I have a special giveaway plan with my stone tools. Doesn't seem like it. Okay. So I've got one more image that I'm loading up that is actually going to be the stone tools of the patron giveaway. Makes it a lot easier to show. Just click that. It's good lighting. But we're just excited to announce it. And as you can see here, I did the math once again. 7,000 miles, 35 miles a day, 200 days. It is possible to do it in a year. To push to. I'm actually going to try to go faster than that. That's my average. That includes my stopping days. So even 0 days, which I don't think I'm going to have a single 24-hour period where it's going to be 0, because I'm probably going to hike in at some point in the middle of the day, stop with you, hang out with you, stay overnight, and then leave at some point in the morning-ish, or at least before 24 hours is up.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to have a true 0 day. So we're super excited about it, and the boys are going to go with me on every bit that they can, that they're capable of. I've been researching the sections as to where dogs are capable on the North Country Trail, where I think it might be a little too hairy, internal frame pack, and I can actually slip one of the dogs in there and carry him on my back if it's a sketchy spot that I don't know if they can handle themselves. And these boys love their daddy hug, so if I just pick them up and put them in a bear hug, they're going to be like, okay, cool, Dad. Just don't drop me. So I'm excited to bring the boys along with us and have them see and go hiking with me and stuff. It's gonna be super fun. Because you're still gonna be hiking quite a bit. Because most of those stop points, you got to hike in like a mile or so just to meet up with.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still
And
gonna
I
be
gotta walk
hiking
with.
quite a bit. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I'll make a hiking buddy, and his wife will be leapfrogging with him, so she can help you with one of the boys.
No, obviously.
I know, but that would be cool.
Yeah.
Actually, get someone who thinks that they can keep up with me on this huge hike. And doing this is why I know doing the American Discovery Trail isn't going to be that bad, because going from one end of that to the other is the same as this. It's crossing the country twice.
Yeah.
because the U.S. is about 3,500 miles straight across the middle.
Yeah.
So 35, boom, 7,000 miles. But I'm doing it. Okay. So it's gonna be super fun. I'm super excited for it. But and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but we really need to be able to drum up support to be able to actually do this. So that's why I've been making a lot of posts, doing a lot of special things, and I'm actually going to be putting out a special offer here soon. I just have to see the details about it inside the Patreon app. There's this thing where I can set something to every patron right off the bat. So I'm trying to see what that is there. But we're super excited for it. I know I say that a lot, but it's super fucking exciting. It is a world record. It's a record breaker because nobody has, as far as I've looked in my research, no single person has gone from one end all the way through. Because up until recently, they haven't even actually connected. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for being here, showing support. Says we still got one hangout, but and thank you everybody on the replay. Hoping there's going to be quite a few people checking this out and finding some interest. I know I'm new to the through hiking scene, but I've hiked quite a bit. We live the outdoor lifestyle, and most of the time I'm kind of constantly hiking when we're camping certain places. Here it's not so bad, but I am constantly trekking through the woods. But when we go camping other places, like I said the other day, like I end up having to take, it's only a 3 mile trail, but I end up having to take that 8, 9 times to get everybody's supplies up because usually people forget things, need more things, or can't carry everything they want to bring with them. So I'm real simple when it comes to me camping. So when I go, it's at most the hammock. That's my comfort item is bringing the little bundle of the hammock and a cooking pot because I'll eat out of the cooking pot. So I mean, then I'll make my drink in it. Drink it. No fucks given. So this is going to be a bare bones through hike. I'm going to be relying on perseverance and survival skills and making it from one end to the other. People are going to think I'm crazy. People are going to think I'm going to stop. And when they're like, "What do you take on a through hike?" You're looking at it. What the fuck? Yeah. This is, my version of getting to do a season of Alone or doing one of those ultimate survival challenges. It's 200 days. So I'm gonna start this before Valentine's and finish before Halloween. That's my goal. And that's even an extra month right there. Because that's 8 months, not 7 months.
No.
February to October.
Oh yeah.
Same month.
Yeah.
There we go. It's on the paper. 7,000 miles, 35 miles a day, 200 days, less than 8 months. And that's how we're doing that. Yeah. Man, I thought more people would be here. Yeah. I thought, people were so excited about the thru-hike. But I did share it out a lot. It might not even be cleared up. Hey there, how's it going, everybody? Talking about that. I'm super excited to find out that the North Country Trail connects into the Appalachian Trail now. So that's super awesome. So which means I can now connect them. It was like they knew I was planning on doing this. Because I've been talking about doing this for a year, and they finished it last year. Or they updated it last year that this was coming in to connect, which is super fucking awesome. So yeah, 7,000 miles in total, just about, roundabout there. Like I said, 7,000 miles, 35 miles a day, 200 days, less than 8 months. That is my challenge. I'll be the first one to do it as far as my research goes, because I've checked everywhere I can find, and with the fact that there's only like 18 people in total who have done the NCT in the first place, none of them tried to do it with the Appalachian Trail. They all did the Appalachian Trail, and then they went and did the NCT, but none have connected the two. So I'll be the first one to do it, and that's going to make it a record of some sort, and I won't be leaving the trail. Like, I know people leave the trail and then they start exactly where they stepped off, so they genuinely thru hike it, but I'm not leaving the trail. That's my extra challenge. You guys know me, when I want to do something, I do it a little extra. So not only am I doing the ultimate thru hike, I'm doing it with next to nothing, having to make it from stop to actually get my supplies. And that's the only place that I'm going to be supplying up, and that's depending on her to supply me at stops in parks that are connected to the trail. So I won't ever actually leave the trail. So and also somebody told me that it was impossible. Couldn't be done in a year, couldn't be done in one season run, couldn't be done straight in a row. Well, you tell me it can't be done and I'm gonna try. And usually I do it. I struggle, I'm stubborn, but I make it through. And the math doesn't lie. I mean, people push for an average of 20 miles a day. So some of the more experienced ones can get to 35 miles a day. But the problem is it's the taking days off, the stopping for weather. You can ask her. I will go right through a storm. If we know a storm's coming, you're going to keep the boys, but I will go straight through a storm.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be on the other side waiting for him with dry stuff.
So I was thinking about this thumbnail, and I almost wanted to use that for the start of my series.
I do.
And what I would do is I would take out the all trail sign. I would find a way to put this on a map itself. And then, because this was just something I made up quick.
Mm-hmm.
So then what I would do is for the distance and the elevation gain, I will do a tracker for each one of the videos that I did.
Mm-hmm.
It'll do my final mile count by the end of that video. And that'll be the thumbnail marker. And I can drop like a blue pin on the line because I can make this bigger. I'll drop a blue pin on the line wherever wherever I am on the line,
Mm-hmm.
so people can see the actual points and stop points, and like they can see my progress the whole entire time with mileage numbers, my location. I think it'd be fun.
I think it'd be cool.
I wonder if there's a way I could link, my app that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a way on my members app if I could link. Oh, that's how I do it. On my Patreon or my friend on my members app, I can put in the find my friend thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can connect that app to my phone, and people can sit there and watch my live bubble wave of going through the trail. Because there's going to be some through hike police that are going to be like trying to watch to see if I'm going to veer off the trail and go into a town or something. So I'll have people sitting there watching it the whole time. Hmm. So since we got three hanging out, who's all hanging out? Who's excited for the through hike? Sorry about that.
Had a mosquito problem.
And we were taking dabs. So
Yeah.
figured give it a moment to look at the thumbnail. I usually have people chatting up the storm, but then again, Monday night digs is on.
And it's actually going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Funny. But I will be quitting cigarettes probably before I do this, just to have the lung power. And I'm obsessed. But hey, y'all, it says we got three hanging out again and going up and down. Does anybody have any questions or any thoughts about the Ultra-Thru-Hike? 7,000 miles, 35 miles a day, 200 days, less than 8 months. And I'll be going from the Georgia start of the Appalachian Trail, northbound, until I hit Maine, and then turn around and come back down to the North Country Trail, where it connects in Vermont, and then going all the way to North Dakota. I'm going to do it in one straight run, never leaving the trail. You know, need to get a hold of Swamp Rat. Actually, it's a good thing we're going to go down to see him anyway.
Yeah.
I can pick up that knife, and I'll use that knife on the trail. Because that's legal, like, across most states. So, it's a small 4-inch knife in the first place, so it's only got a 2-inch blade. Yeah. But it's nice and sturdy. I'll use that on the trail.
I figured. After you said it first time, I figured it.
But he's busy over in Monday night dig, so I have to send him a message later on. But I'm bringing a walking stick. Honestly, that might end up being how I set up my tarp most of the time when I set it up. I'll just tie it right to the walking stick, set it up on 2 trees. I know it's sturdy, and it's multi-purpose. Depending on which one, I can even wrap more cordage on it to use. So I don't even have to have it in my pocket. Survival stick. There you go. We're also just brainstorming ideas and thinking about different things in different ways. And I've been researching different parts of the trail, and some of the worst spots is, and I know they call it like the most treacherous mile or whatever else. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the narrow point going up through a section of Vermont, I think, or Connecticut. But it's literally only like a mile, but it takes people forever because it's so hard. I won't have the dog with me then, so she'll have the dogs, simply because that section is rough. So I gotta start training them to walk together.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly. Monster.
Probably another bee.
Leave it alone. Whatever it was. No, it was something popping up there.
So frog. President end up in his dish again.
Yeah, when we randomly just hear a splash, we know a frog missed his jump. Or got perfect aim, depending on if he was actually aiming for it. Sometimes I feel like they weren't. Because you hear the thud against the side and then the back splash.
Yeah.
Fell backwards. Like, bah! What did I just Monster. Monster. Let me chill out. What you want to drink? I'm excited to take them on the hike stuff. Definitely. Hey, you're blocking on that hike. They love hiking. They love going on adventures.
Oh, they do.
Like I said, when I got them, I don't got to worry about mileage.
You're gonna have to worry about if your feet are dragging them.
Yeah, yeah. This one especially will pull me right up a mountain. Hey, if I ever uh get messed up and I got one of them with me, I can just make a stretcher, make a freaking brace on it, and connect it to his collar. Bring me to mom. Okay, Dad. I just gotta hold on for dear life. Cause he's gonna take me. He's gonna bring me to mom, all right.
Oh, yes, he will. Real quick. Probably too fast for your feet.
No, I mean if I can't walk, I'll make a stretcher and
Yeah.
literally harness him to it. So I'll be fucking laid out behind him, getting dragged out. Probably fucking the bottom of the freaking branches are gonna get cheese grated right out. The thing is gonna eat itself to the ground. So 49 minutes. Once again, to recap, 7,000 miles, 35 days, 200 days, less than 8 months. Taking the Appalachian Trail into the North Country Trail, 7,000 miles in total, in one straight run. Trying to get people to sign up to my Patreon to support this adventure and to send donations to Cash App and PayPal. The best way to support is through my Patreon. There's a lot of benefits, a lot of content, a lot of exclusive behind the scenes information and links and stuff I can't share on YouTube that I put up there. And anybody interested can check out my Patreon. Will be involved in the 50 patron giveaway with these handmade stone tools and other gifts that I'll be doing a drawing strictly for my patrons once I hit 50 patrons. And then after that, I have a new goal. It'll be 2,000 a month in total from all of my patrons. That's the new goal that I'll be working to after I hit 50 patrons. But that'll be the number that we need to sustain ourselves. So that's the best roundabout way I can put it, so that way we can get to the Ultra-Thru-Hike. That's what all of this is for. It's what this goal is for, and this is our mission. I want to do this to show people that you can do anything. 7,000 miles on foot in 200 days. I'm just super excited for it, and things seem to be working out just perfect because they made this new addition to the NCT to connect it to the Appalachian Trail, which just coincides perfectly with the timing of me wanting to do this, and the fact that previously it wasn't connected, and I had the idea of it, and then they connected it. So I was like, it just works out perfect. So I put a map overlay of the two maps. That's why it looks a little funky. It's actually two maps overlaid. That's why the one trail looks like it goes through water. But you just got to look at the way it goes. I lined up New York, so that's why it would connect properly there. But that's what the trail is. That's what the mission is. And I'm super excited for it. So for my replay champions, in the comment section at the bottom of this video, if you're watching this on the replay and you've been paying attention to this far and you're catching that I'm dropping the code word, put Ultra, 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 in the comment section to let me know you are a replay champion. And I appreciate you so much, because I'm going to be doing something special for you guys soon. Because the replay champions have the perseverance to make it through these long replays, even after they aren't live. My Ultra-Thru-Hike is kind of a larger representation of that perseverance, and I think I'm going to do something special hike related with my replay champion, like a hike shirt,
Yeah,
like a hike shirt specifically.
yeah, definitely. We can definitely do that.
And that gives me the idea. I'm actually going to make some merch. So keep an eye out for my merch drops. I'm going to design some Ultra-Thru-Hike merch. That's actually kind of a super exciting idea that just sort of popped up. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Yeah, that's super. I've got so many ideas to go with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, lots there.
Because this is just the first step of the Ultra-Thru-Hike, because I may end up even going farther to I do have the picture. I could put it up. The reality of it is all of these trails connect to other trails, and there is a way that I can literally go all the way around the United States on foot on a trail from start to finish. And this I know is possible to do in 1 year, even through the weather. At the end of this, I may continue all the way through the Great Western Loop, the Great American Loop, not the water one, the trail one, and the American Discovery Trail. Finally, to finish up probably with the Continental Trail. The Eastern Continental connects Florida all the way to Maine. It's pretty much the Appalachian Trail again. That'd be a nice way to like finish off, go across the bottom of the South, all through the last winter of this, and then go up the Continental Trail into the Appalachian Trail. and do like a revisit and see if I can beat my previous time through that. And like revisit everybody and everything that I visited the first time.
Mhm.
It'd be like a whole new personality thing, but I would be a much bigger name at that point going through, so it'd be like huge crowd.
Yeah.
And like my goal isn't to get like hugely popular with this. It's I want to do this mission just because it is fucking exciting. It is when you think of it before you actually break it down like I did, when you're like 7,000 mile hike at once, inhuman, not possible. But then you break it down, you're like, well, 35 miles a day. That's not bad. Doesn't sound too bad.
No.
And you only got to average 35 miles a day. So if I do a 60-mile day, I can take it easy the next day and do 10. And there you go. That's 70 miles in 2 days. I just averaged 35. So even if I got a flip flop like that, if I can do an even 35 every day, awesome. If I can do 40 every day, even better. It'll cut my time down even farther. So, I mean, if you think about it, if I could actually get it to the point where I'm pushing out 60 a day, that's 3 months, 120 days.
You need that?
Alrighty, everybody. Sorry, she got a phone call, and things are looking up on the short-term side of things. So uh, we're super excited. And D-Man, thank you for popping in. Sorry, we were on a phone call, but thank you for dropping that. Dropped the Cash App. You dropped the Spring, the Teespring. But thank you, D-Man. Thanks for popping in. How you doing tonight? If you saw by the thumbnail, talking about my Ultra-Thru-Hike, and it's about 7,000 miles. But if I can break it down to 35 miles a day, I can do it in 200 days, which means 8 months or less. It's less than 8 months. It's about 7 months or less. So it's really like it sounds huge, but it's really not that bad. And we're just super excited for it. And if she's busy, which it's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No. She doesn't.
Oh, that's
But I knew.
right. Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's in almost everything. And what's our name?
$. The natives 22.
I'm putting. I know. I don't put it. What do I get?
Okay.
Honestly, how do I?
Well, people hate it. Yeah.
Well, I hope they know.
I'd share it, but I feel like some of the people get upset. I feel like half.
Yeah.
Right or wrong, come on. Anyway, since we got three hanging out now, so how's everybody doing? You can put my Patreon on. Supports the same way. I don't know.
I'll do that when we start to do that because I'm hmm That's what everyone else is doing.
But so I hope everybody liked the change to my channel. I put up a return video, so every time you come back, that video is going to be there, the one that has this thumbnail. And that's for my 50 patron giveaway, and it's called, it's titled Here's the Truth. So I did that to just kind of explain why I'm doing Patreon, and I know I've done it on my lives a lot, but I did it on a video because that goes to a different audience. I have three different audiences. I have live audiences, I have my standard audiences, and then I have shorts. Some of you overlap, some of you don't. So that's why I was including that. But I'm super excited about this update with the map, so that way it connects into the Appalachian Trail. And I do wish I could zoom in on that, but definitely super excited about that. And as always, I'm on that page, popping through thing. As always, a thank you to my patron. Uh, but yeah, we're just super excited about this, and we're trying to gather interest and support and put it out there, show everybody. I will be doing a standard video for the through hike, showing my thumbnails and the maps and stuff like that, and my trails, and explaining. I'll probably title it 7,000 miles on foot in 200 days, or less. I feel like that title would catch some serious attention. The Ultra-Thru-Hike, 7K mile, 200 days or less.
And catch my attention.
Victoria May, how's it going? She said hi, it's Mommy May.
Hello.
Put your OnlyFans on my page.
Okay.
Hey, you gotta diversify. And there's not many people hanging out right now, Victoria May. I thought the through hike would actually garner more attention. I thought I did pretty well with the thumbnail. So I thought there would be more people hanging out. But honestly, it's probably the bad lighting. Nobody's hung out for much more than a couple of minutes. So I think we're out of tiki oil for the lantern. My headlamp is dying. It's actually a really bad idea that I've been sitting for that light. So we're down to the solar light because her mirror is dying. So things are getting a little slim and tight around here. Having to be more frugal. Oh, I know. I got a lot of people who watch the replay. Most of my lives get upwards of 100 views. I'm fine with that. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, I have three different audiences. I've got people who watch my lives, I got people who watch my videos, and I have people who watch my shorts. A lot of my audience comes from my shorts, so they don't see a lot of my actual videos. YouTube doesn't recommend them because they treat shorts and regular videos differently. Um, if somebody has watched my shorts 2, 3, 4, 5 times, doesn't matter how many times they watch it, if they never go into my channel and watch one of my standard videos, they won't ever get suggested it. And if they don't watch my lives, they won't be suggested those either. If they watch lives in general, they might. But if they generally watch shorts, they won't get suggested it. Just like people who only watch my standard content, they don't get my shorts notifications. There really aren't ever notifications for shorts in general, but at least not that I've seen. And I know you watch all three. I've been seeing you working your way through my list. I definitely appreciate it. I've been getting like 20, 40 hours a day. Definitely appreciate it. And I know a good chunk of that is you. It's definitely helped me. Um, almost. Right there close to 2,000 hours. But that's also a problem. Because a lot of my views are shorts, none of those watch hours count. Because the reality of it, I've got like 8,000 watch hours in shorts. But I should be on the shorts bonus fund by now. But how many fucking views? But anyway, 110. I was thinking about closing it out. You can do camp chat in a little bit. Or do it tomorrow. Might have to figure out a better lighting situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. So thanks for popping in, Victoria. Thanks everybody for watching. D-Man dropped some links for me, and definitely appreciated that. He popped in. Mud Files popped in earlier. Who else? Catching them fish and Dutch black feather. Like shit, only like 10 chats in total in an hour. Wow, that's
your lowest.
wow. But that's fine. It's all right. There'll be a lot on the replay, and I dropped a code word in this one, and I'm just super excited for it. I'll do an actual standard video of the through hike, and I'll be sharing that tomorrow probably. Pumping that content out, trying to keep doing updates and everything else, and sharing my plans and stuff like that, while at the same time going through and still providing the useful content and searchable hints and the motivational videos, stuff like that. I'm trying to make sure I include it all. I was ahead on the Monopoly game, and I don't think we ever actually finished it. I think she forfeited.
Yep, I sure did.
Because I think the game petered out into some adult fun time, and afterwards we just weren't into playing the game anymore.
Pretty much.
I won. So I won.
Well, I mean,
I won, bitch. You know I
at the
won.
very end, no one won.
I always win Monopoly anyway, so it wasn't like it was a moot point. Oh, I always have since I was a kid. And actually, the only time we've gotten a really good game is when we take Boardwalk and Park Place out of the equation. Oh, the Christmas tree one. They wanted to play with the tree, and I think I had to take them out in the middle of it. But yeah, if we were on live, if we were on a video, they want to be involved. They always do. They're always a pain in my ass. But anyway, it says we got two hanging out now. But I think we are going to close it here in a minute. Going to take care of a few things, and then we might be pop back up for a camp chat. Just a camp chat, Q&A, hanging out, open panel. Talk about full-time camping, things like that. So. Maybe I'll call it nomadic lifestyle, full-time camping, camp chat, Q&A.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So keep a lookout for that. Yes, they're cute pains in the ass. Sorry, I curse. I know you don't. But don't fly in my mouth.
You don't belong there.
Not my mouth. Not my face.
Not my hair.
There's a sequel to that. It's called Not My Hair. Was it just glowing titties and rain?
I didn't see anything.
Most of the time when you're sitting there, it's just like one boob is in front.
Your one boob is in frame.
Yeah, you're kind of right, because this one's covered by this side. But yeah, Victoria May, we were talking about my Ultra-Thru-Hike. Show you that. Goes from the Appalachian Trail all the way to Maine, from Georgia to Maine, and then all the way to North Dakota, which that's a better look at the North Country Trail. The yellow trail is the Appalachian Trail, and that's where it connects to the North Country Trail now because they updated it. And I'm still trying to recruit people for my Patreon to get involved with the thru hike and my stone tool giveaway. So I'm super excited and awesome. Thank you. And it's 7,000 miles and 35 miles a day for 200 days. Be less than 8 months for me to do the full Ultra-Thru-Hike. So I'm super excited for that. And we're trying to garner some support and get that out there. Oh, I won't. Most of the time I'll have the dogs, or one of them at least. They'll warn me if they train out well enough and I can have both of them, I'll have both of them. That'll be fun. It'll be twice the lines, twice the food I gotta bring, but it'll be I can go for longer if I can have both of them, because then we won't have to swap them out.
Yeah, I know, I can just drive.
So I'm trying to work on them. They're still a little pulley on leashes, but that's because they're working dogs. They want to pull. They want to do it. They're huskies. Even Monster, even though he's only a quarter husky, he's still a fucking husky. And I'll have a walking stick and a knife that I can lash to the walking stick as a spear. So I will have a method to protect myself if it needs to come down to that. No, the dogs are the warning system. They're not the bait. They'll kill something for sure for me, but I definitely won't let them get eaten first. We were actually just talking about that. She was looking up some collars and some, it's like an electric dog whistle that I can click it and it'll recall them back real quick with that frequency. So that way, if they were to charge after something like that and I knew they were in trouble, I could snap it and get them to tuck tail and come back to me and get behind me so that way I can protect them from. So we're thinking about the scenarios and we're thinking about ways and things that we can have to prevent that. Most of my weight and everything else that I'm going to have with me and on me is probably going to be because and for the dogs. So we're getting some doggy backpacks so they can carry their own shit.
Pretty much. And that's not like torture or anything. That's just them taking their own kind of weight.
Yeah.
They take their own weight to everything else.
A good working dog can handle up to I think it's 30% of their weight.
Yeah.
So they can each handle 15 pounds each. And
that's pretty much all their food's going to be.
Yeah, it'll be
they'll have their first.
Yeah, it'll be food, water, first aid, and their tie-outs. There you go. There's 15 pounds. And as long as it's distributed in those side bags, they're fine.
And his dishes can just be hooked onto your bag.
Yeah, they can be in my bag. Because we're going to have the collapsible ones, so they'll fit inside each other collapse in my bag.
Yeah, I'm getting the ones that are here.
Yeah. Easier. So, we got a lot of gear and stuff we got to get pretty much for the dogs, because I'm set. I've got my little green tarp, good. I've got many knives to pick from, and before we get down there, I'm going to be visiting the swamp rat to probably personally pick up the knife that he's making for me. And then I'll probably use that knife for most of the way. I might have another one that actually will lash to a spear well, because that one's a real nice small hand knife, but it's not like a spear knife. So I'll probably bring one of my spear knives that I can just take apart and lash to a walking stick if I need to. But other than that, so I'll have my 2 knives, walking stick, tarp, and my grail bottle. That'll be actually the hardest thing to carry because it's too big for most sleeves and it's awkward. So that's it. That's all I'll need. Yeah, a pack goat for his gear. Yep. I need chimpanzee.
Here, I'll get right on that.
Come on, he'd be like my awesome little brother. And that's what I'd call him. I'd be like, let's go, little bro. Because he'd be perfect. I'd send him up the trees to shake out all the dead branches. I'd be like, go clear the camp zone. And he'd climb up a tree, shake the branches. All the dead things would fall and stand on the ground and be like, see, why do we do that? It'd be perfect. Yeah, that's why they had sled dogs. That's where they came from. They domesticated wild dogs and taught them to pull a sled. So they used them to pull little carts and sleds. And, um, what was that other thing called? It had a weird name to it. It was pretty much a flat sled. It would be used to pull through the muck, the muddy ground and stuff. It slid across the mud instead of like sliding across snow, but it didn't have the same track. It was a flat bottom. Still can't think of it. They had another version where it's like a flat log that rolls underneath. It's the slat board right there. Dragging across reduces the weight of mud so it can slide through. There was a ton of different innovations. Definitely think that is a huge autocorrect mistake there. The ones here hold Trevor's trailers. Like I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be the ones here, like with an S. The ones here hold. Oh, I want to say trailers, and it autocorrected it to Trevor's. Her autocorrect does a ton of weird things. She types super fast. That's why she gets up on panel a lot, and I've seen it because I swear she gets frustrated because of having to keep typing out the same thing twice because to fix it. I get it. That's why I end up, if I have a lot to say in a chat, that's why I end up going up on panel. But thank you, Victoria. I was actually planning on cutting it off here a little bit ago, and you popped in, so I wanted to stay on, say hi, update you on what we've been talking about. Um, yeah, we're really pushing towards the. I know it's been a lot of big announcements and a lot of different things, but it's a lot of stuff that's come up at the same time. I've crossed the 1,000 threshold. I needed to re-announce myself, so I put out a bunch of videos and came back for a month before I announced my 1K. And so by that point, I was at 1,300 already. So and people were like, 1K, you're almost at 15. Yeah, I know. But so, and I announced a bunch of Patreon updates, the limited time tiers, which I've got to go in and adjust those and close them up. And when my new merch drops, the special 50 patron giveaway and My Ultra-Thru-Hike. I know it's been a lot of announcements, so the two small logs. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think that was the thing I was talking about. I couldn't think of it. But we'll probably be back on in a little bit. If not, it'll be either later on in the early morning hours or it'll be tomorrow afternoon. But we'll probably be on in a little bit. I just gotta adjust the fire, wake the wife up a little bit, and yeah, we'll be back. Figure out the light situation. Maybe I'll make a torch. Yeah, I'll make a torch. Just gotta think of a safe place to put it. Because it's what people don't get is torches drip. They're still a floating fire on a stick. You can't just stick them anywhere. Oh, I've got somebody. Alrighty. Yeah, it's the same thing with me. I can't get my hours either. Um, I'm not a big personality on lives. I'm better in videos, but they it takes a while to build that up. So that's why I produce so much to get so widespread, to be diversified, cover a lot of different content, and have a lot of different options for people to find me and then be interested in the other stuff I offer. So my method also is a little different than most people, except for the one and only time you'll ever hear it, because I do write it in my shorts, but the only time you'll ever hear it is in my new channel trailer that I just put out. And that's the one and only time you hear me say, please subscribe and join the tribe. Love the way that sounds, and that is such a good catchphrase that I really want to say it so many times now. But I don't ask people to subscribe in my video. So that is my method. But I know I could be getting more by reminding people to subscribe. So I know my audience is much bigger than my subscriber count. It just has to get around to catch up. Alrighty. Thank you. Catch you later. Have a good one. But yeah. Someone else is hanging out. Said we had two. But anyway.
What was that one?
Yeah. Remember to get out there, be a native, and go beast.